Well, my rewatch actually came last night. I was going to mention, I think I said to you originally, I was going to talk to you about Mulholland Drive. Um, but last night I just got a hankering to sit and watch, to revisit, Hell or High Water. Um, I had watched Hell or High Water before and hadn't really rated it. Um, but I mustn't have been paying attention because this time around when I watched it, I was gripped from like the minute go. So Hell or High Water is a David Mackenzie film directed by David Mackenzie. It's Jeff Bridges, um, Chris Pine, Ben Foster, and Gil Birmingham. I mentioned Gil Birmingham because it'd be easy to forget about him as um, uh, Jeff Bridges' partner in the film, but he brings something to that I think Jeff Bridges' character needs to bat off of. Uh, it's the little blurb on Letterboxd is a divorced dad and his ex-con brother resort to a desperate scheme in order to save their family's farm in West Texas. And I mean, that pretty much sums it up.
Yeah.
From the minute go, these two guys go about robbing banks. Um, in Texas in modern day, 2016 Texas, robbing banks to save the family farm after their mother dies. And one's an ex-con, spent time in prison, and one is a good guy, very clean slate. Just, he was the brother that was left behind to look after everything, sort of thing. But it's his idea. It's his idea to start robbing some banks. And Jeff Bridges is the cop close to retirement that is trying to track them down because he doesn't want to retire. And man, this was just an out and out Western. And I
Yeah.
sat watching it like, why did I not rate this before? Like, what? I couldn't figure it out. And I said it in my review. I was sitting going like, this is a 5-star film. This is a 5-star film. The whole way through, I was like, but something about it. There's a feeling somewhere that it's just not quite reaching the 5-star level. I'm still sitting on 4, but not in a bad way. It was just, there was just something wasn't getting there. And then two characters meet at the end that hadn't met the whole way through the film, and it just went rocketing up to 5 stars and was like, right, you're there. Like, and it just wouldn't come out of that position from there. I was like, this is by far one of the best films I've seen in a long, long time. It was so good. An automatic buy. I think I said it in my review. That it was I will be buying it. I'll be buying it on Blu-ray. I'll buy it on DVD. I was like, hell, I'll buy it on VHS if they make a copy of it. If they make a bespoke copy of it for 50 quid, I'll buy it. But honestly, it was great. It was so good. And it was just dusty and arid and sweaty, and I could feel every bit of the sort of hot Texas sun in it. I wanted to grow my hair long and go around in a pair of sort of borderline flare jeans and cowboy boots after watching it. You know what I mean? I was like, God, it had such a big influence, like on me sitting watching it and just getting invested in it. And I was fully intending just to watch the start of it and then finish it off at a later date, and I just watched the whole thing. It breezed past. It's not even that long a film. It's like an
No,
hour and
it's really efficient
47.
with its storytelling.
Yeah, I think
The
it's meant
opposite of
to.
Send Help.
Yeah, complete opposite of Send Help. I think it says a runtime on Letterboxd of 102 minutes. So what's that?
That's about 90 minutes with the credits taken out.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, I think it was about an hour 40. I want to say, like with the credits.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, because I
but
watched it on BBC and they always speed the end credits up anyway. So it was a nice tight hour and a half of story, pretty much.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Um, I
It was,
really
but
liked it when I saw it. Again, I taped it off of BBC and it just sat on the planner for ages. And then I was
mm,
like, I want to watch a film. I've got like an hour and a half. That fills the gap.
yeah.
It was the Thomas Crown affair, replacing the stolen painting with one that seemed like the right size for the space. Um, and I watched it, and I was fully intended that I might turn it off and go off and do other things and then come back to it. But I was glued to it right the way through. Um,
Mhm.
Bridges, I mean, Bridges is always great. Chris
Oh,
Pine
he's
is
amazing.
great in it as well.
He is, and it's so funny because I don't think it was long after this he did like Outlaw King and stuff like that as
Yeah,
well. He went through a spate of doing like quite very serious, sort of almost brooding sort of roles, and he's perfect for it. He's absolutely perfect for it. I don't know what it is. He's just got a real knack for them, but he really inhabits the roles as well, and he's got that real gruff voice. But you can still understand him. He's not doing a silly voice or anything, and um, he's perfect for it. Absolutely perfect for it. He doesn't look like he's not the kind of guy that you think would come from Texas at
yeah,
all. He's a Hollywood looking dude, but they do everything in their power to make sure he looks like a Hollywood backwoods hick. You know what I mean? Like he's fantastic. And Ben Foster, I was sitting watching that film yesterday, thinking to myself, I honestly think Ben Foster could be one of the best actors of our generation. Um, he's brilliant. He's utterly brilliant, and he plays a psycho really really well, but in this, he might be a bit unhinged. He's not complete. Well, he is complete full-blown psycho, but
that's kind of what Ben Foster seems to have after Get Over It.
yeah,
He seemed to
yeah.
lean full on into the I'll just be the full on psycho.
But I think he does it well because he inhabits a sort of human nature into them as well. He makes you feel for his characters, even
Yeah,
though he's crazy. Like he does very much play the crazy character, a lot of the time where you're like, oh God, this guy's like insane. But you seem to just really like him in things like he's not a nice guy in this film, really. He's the ex-con. He's the guy that should have been in prison. His own brother keeps saying throughout the whole film, like goodness knows why you weren't in prison sooner and stuff like that. Like there's lines like that come out, and you just like him. I think just Foster himself brings a likability to a character.
yeah,
Um, he's incredible. I find him just I find him mesmerizing when he's on screen, and especially when you're talking about a film that's got Jeff Bridges. You mean Jeff Bridges is just sucks up any sort of screen presence from anyone else and goes like, nah, 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 I'm here.
yeah,
You know what I mean? But like that, that's why I was saying that about that Gil Birmingham, because it'd be like him and Jeff are always on screen together. There's never a point where Gil's on his own. Um, and so it would be so easy to just forget about him because Jeff Bridges is on screen and Jeff Bridges is doing everything in his power to make sure that that camera is focused on him. But Gil does a great job at just being a very much like almost like a straight man to Jeff Bridges. A bit kind of there is a bit of comedy about his character, because he's this
yeah,
sort of grizzled sort of old sheriff that just wants to um retire. He's got like loads of lines and quips that he keeps throwing at him that you're finding funny. The Gil's kind of straight man performance of not really saying much and just giving him what he needs to know and giving him ammo for more insults. It was tremendous, and I was sitting there going like, oh, this guy's like really underrated in this scene. Like he's played understated, sorry, in this scene. He's played it perfectly.
yeah.
Very straight laced and but still commanding quite a presence, and he had quite a presence because he was a big guy as well, like really broad and bold. And I was sitting going like, God, that dude's powerful. But there were certain scenes where Bridges just brought an element to it where I was like, this guy's like, I always know Jeff Bridges is an incredible actor. The Bridges family seem to have that just throughout them. But Jeff is, he's done some incredible roles in his time, but there's just little elements in Hell or High Water where I was like, God, I often forget, and then something like this comes along, and it just reminds me of how absolutely spellbinding he is. Like he's just amazing. It's little things. It's little things. There's little movements and um just a flick of a head or something like that where you're going, God, like how am I suddenly feeling like a twinge of excitement and all Jeff Bridges has done is turn to the camera. But it was the same with Pine. I felt like Pine did exactly the same thing. Pine would just move a hand and I'd be like, oh.
I
Like
think
it was
Pine's a really overlooked actor.
he is. And it's because of all the amount of bloody Chris's that there
Yeah,
were in Hollywood at the time when he was coming up, and also that one of his sort of big films that kind of made a splash with. That wasn't like a romantic comedy or something. It was obviously Star Trek, where
yeah,
he was on and sharing it at the start, kind of, with Chris Hemsworth. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So it was like you're just getting a litany of Chris's. You got Evans, Hemsworth, and Pine, and that was the thing.
And
He
Pratt.
got
Don't forget Pratt.
and oh yeah, God, yeah, God, oh fuck Pratt. He got like sort of enveloped in amongst them and lost in that sense. And he shouldn't have, because he was never near any of their performances at all. He had
Yeah,
nothing to do with any of that kind of stuff. Was he in? He wasn't in a Marvel or a DC, was he?
he was in Wonder Woman.
Oh God, yeah, but come on, he was barely
Yeah.
in that.
Oh, he was in Wonder Woman quite a bit.
I don't even class it as being him. Um, I don't know why, because it's clearly him. You know what I mean? He does play Steve Trevor, but at the same point,
He's
I'm
very
like,
good in it.
yeah,
Wonder Woman 1984 has just got a whole litany of other problems that.
I just think those films in general are god awful. That first Wonder Woman film, I cannot stand it, man.
See, I really like the first one. The second one could just get in the sea.
I just not. That whole thing was rubbish. We as a couple, we both like the first Aquaman film. We think it's really fun,
Yeah,
but every single other one of them, oh, dreadful. Anyway, we won't get into that because we'll be here forever. But yeah, Hell or High Water. I mean, that was an instant 5 star. Like, I just want to buy it. And I'm gonna wait. Like, I was looking up like how to get sort of special edition versions, if there was like a, a steel case, a steelbook version or anything like that. But I don't think there is. But I saw somebody had put up that there was a sort of limited edition version out there somewhere, but I can't see anything. So I wonder if that was just maybe somebody talking rubbish. But
yeah.
I'd love to
On
see
the
a version.
internet, surely not.
I know. I'd love to see a version of it, like almost like a Criterion type thing. Not saying Criterion would take this film, but you know what I mean.
It'd be a
I'd
good
love to.
Arrow release or 88 Films, something like that. One of
Yes,
those
yeah, yeah,
boutique labels.
yeah. I'd love to see like an art done cover, kind of, or like a slipcase over it or something like that, and some sort of like interior booklet or something that came with it. That would be great. But just a litany of kind of special features and stuff would be great, because I hear somewhere that Chris Pine was actually only on this set for like 6 days or something. It
Doesn't
was,
surprise me. I don't think it took long to shoot.
yeah, it was something insane. But then watching it, you go, there isn't actually a lot here. So yeah, they do a lot with little, and they make it this amazing modern day western, this modern day sort of cowboys and highwaymen sort of thing, and it's just incredible. Loved it,
It's one of
absolutely
those
loved it.
films. I don't know why it took me so long to watch it, but I'm so glad it. I think I gave it 4 stars, but I think you're right. I think it is a 5 star.
Yeah,
It's definitely one I want to watch again. It's definitely one I want to buy at some point.
I was just shocked that obviously I was going into it being like, I watched this before and didn't think much of it. And it was literally like opening second. I'm like, I think I was wrong.
But I love that with films sometimes when you're like, yeah, it just didn't really grab me the first time. Then you watch it, I don't know, it's the right time, the right mood, the right whatever.
Yep.
And it's just
Yep.
like, I do not understand what I was doing.
Yep.
2 years ago, me was a prick.
It definitely fueled that thing of like, some films are definitely worth a revisit.
Yeah,
100%. I will always try films that I've either not rated or I say I don't like. I will always try them at least once again to see if I do actually like them now. If it was maybe just the set of circumstances that led me to not like it. So far, there's not been a real success rate with that, but thankfully with that one, it was. And it wasn't that I didn't like it. It was just that I remember watching it and the first time going like, nah, it's not great.
well, it's like me
I,
with Close Encounters last year. Last year, it finally clicked for me. I
oh
never
yeah,
thought it was
yeah,
a
of
bad
course, yeah.
film, but I don't know, it's just missing something for me. I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
wasn't connecting with it, and then suddenly, yeah, I think that's a buy it for both of us.